One of the most frequent and popular requests from my subscribers is to make a video telling you what every single button on the panel of the Yamaha PSR-E363 and the Yamaha PSR-E463 does. So in this video, I will be going through with you every single button and telling you in depth what each of this button do, right? So you may already know quite a bit about your PSR-E363, but who knows, you may just find some new surprises as to certain functions in certain buttons, and I'll be going through every single one of them step by step. This will be a long video, so if you're not going to sit through this whole video, you can please click away from this video right now. But if you want to learn something new about this keyboard, and it will actually also apply to the Yamaha PSR-E463, just hang in there as I go through every part of the buttons on the Yamaha PSR-E363. And if you are new here, make sure you hit subscribe and smash the notification bell button to get the latest videos from me when I post it up. Let's get started with this tutorial right now. I will be starting from the left side of the keyboard and working my way to the right side of the keyboard. The most basic button is, of course, the power button. But everyone will say, what is so great about the power button? It just turns on and off the keyboard. However, the power button actually has an additional function. If you're trying to reset the keyboard to a factory standard, what you can do is hold on to the last key of the keyboard, and while holding on and you press that power button, it will reset the flash memory to the factory standard. So that's one way to reset, and then there's an additional step if you want to also reset the additional stored stuff that is in your keyboard. You can press the 3 black keys, right, with the last key, so a total of 4 keys, and while holding this on, you want to turn on the keyboard and it will reset the keyboard to the factory standard after you have done these 2 steps. The next thing we have is the master volume, minimum and maximum volume. My advice to users of this keyboard is to make sure you turn this knob pretty slowly, right? What I have realized happens in a lot of the keyboards that I've seen in the PSR range, even affecting the S series, is that if you keep turning this knob very quickly, what you will actually get is that this knob there will be an error in it, and then when you turn it in future, you will get this little distortion and rustling sound. I'm not sure why, but this is happening quite a lot with the different models of the Yamaha Arranger keyboards that I see. Okay, next we have the demo button. What the demo button does is that the minute you press it, it goes through the demo songs. Alright, so it will sequence through the demo songs, and if you press it again, it will go to the stored preset songs. So the demo button also functions as a BGM button when held down. So if you hold it down, BGM stands for background music. If you hold it down, you will realize that the screen changes to number 1, demo, and if you press plus here, it goes to preset songs. Number 3, if you press it again, it goes to user songs, and number 4, it goes to the downloaded songs. So if you're trying to use this instrument as a jukebox and a music player for background music at parties, who knows, if you are in group 1 and you press play, it will keep playing the 3 demos, demo 1, 2, and 3 in a loop. And if you want to play all the preset songs, for example, your Fur Alice and all your different classical songs, you can actually set it to preset and then press play, and you will play all the preset songs, right, that is built into the keyboard as in a continuous repeated playlist. And if you go to the third one, all your user songs that you've recorded, you can actually record up to 10 songs, right? 5 songs. You can record 5 songs, so it will keep playing the 5 songs in a loop continuously. And number 4, if you only want to play the downloaded song, there is actually one bank for the downloaded song, and that's song number 160. So if you want to keep playing that non-stop, you can actually go to number 4 and press play. The next function is the metronome button. If you press it on, if you press that button, it triggers the metronome, and you can see that on the screen itself, it tells you which beat of the bar you are at. So now it's a 3 beats to 3. If you want to change the time signature, you can actually hold it down, and then after you hold it down, you can actually change the time signature. If you change it to 4, there will be a bell for every 4 clicks. 2, 3, 4. There are actually other parameters you can change for the time signature. So if you are pressing the function button again, right, you can actually change the lower number in the time signature. So by default, the lower number of the time signature is 4, which means that if you previously set it to 4, it would show as 4-4. But if for any reason you want to play like 4-2 or 4-8, you can actually change the denominator. So D stands for the denominator, which is the lower number of the time signature. And you can change it to 8 or 16, right? So basically this would only be 2, 4, 8 or 16. If you don't understand, you might want to just look for tutorials on time signature and learn some theory from there. So if you press one more time the function button, you can also control the volume of the metronome. So if you want, the maximum volume is 127. So if you want your metronome volume to be softer, you can change it to a lower number. I just pressed 50 there and it changed to 50, and it's a lot softer. Next, we have the tempo button. When you press the tempo button, it will show what is the current speed of the music, right? In musical terms, the speed of the music is called a tempo, and it is 118 beats per minute right now. Okay, so if you were to play a chord, this is 118, right? And if you were to slow it down, for example, to 60, it would just go slower. A very common request that I get from subscribers is, what does tap does? What does tap tempo means? Okay, what it does is that if, for example, you know that a song, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. You know that it is this tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you do not know what is the actual beats per minute. So you have no idea whether is that 055, is that 075. What you can do is tap along with the music that you listen to, and you know the speed of the music. So for example, the music that I want to play with is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I tap this, 1, 2, 3, 4, it will tell me that that tempo that I tapped is 71 beats per minute. Next, let's go to these 2 buttons here. These 2 buttons has 2 functions actually. If you are using the song recorder, right, you can actually record 2 tracks separately when you specify. If you press 1, you can just record into track number 1. If you press 2, you can record into track number 2, and that makes the PSR-E363 into a 2-track music recorder. However, if you are using to playback songs and you're trying to learn a song, if for example you're trying to learn Fur Alice, which I have got loaded here, and you only want to learn the right hand part, what you can do is, if you have a listen here, alright, okay, I will turn, you can choose to turn on the right hand or the left hand part of the song. So if I switch off both, you will not hear anything. If I switch on right hand, you would be able to hear the right hand part of Fur Alice being played. And then as the right hand part is being played, you can practice along on the left hand. And if I turn off the right hand, you can see that only the left hand sound of Fur Alice is being played. And I can play along the right hand and learn this song, the right hand of this song, together with the recording. Next, we will come to these 6 buttons that is listed here. When you are in the song mode, Right now I'm in a song mode, and how you can tell you're in a song mode, because there is a little word on your screen that says song. Now I'm in a song mode, and I selected song number 026 via the keypad, right, for Aloha. And when you're in a song mode, the functions that is applicable are the top words and not the bottom ones, right? Because the bottom is for the style mode. So what can we do with this button when we are in the song mode? This is what we can do. So let's have a look. What does A, B, repeat does? Okay, let's go through the simple ones first. You can start the song. You can stop. If you press stop, the next time you play the song, it will start from the beginning, right? If you press start now, and if you press pause, you see that it is blinking and it is still at the place where you pause it. And when you unpause it, it will continue to play back from where you paused. You can also use the fast forward function. Right, as I press, you can see it goes faster. You can also rewind the song. So what is the A-B repeat for? It is a very cool function. So for example, you want to practice or listen to only bar 8 to bar 12. What you do is at bar 8, you press repeat. It will mark the starting point. And when you reach the ending point, now it will keep repeating those bars that you key in. So you see bar 9, 10, bar 9, 11, 12. At the end of 12, it will go back to bar 8 again. Because that is what we specified as the A part of the song. And it will repeat between the A and B part of the song continuously in a loop until you press stop. Alright, if you press stop and you press start again, alright, you see that it will begin at your A point after a 2-bar count in, which is great if you just want to practice, for example, 3 or 4 bars of a song. And how do you cancel that? If you press this again, it will say repeat off. So now it will no longer repeat when you press start. And the final button we have here is the record button. This is the button you use when you want to record your own playing into the user song, which is in song number 155 until 159. There are 5 user songs. So when you're ready to record the song, you can use this button here. Now let's go into the style mode. So when you go into the style mode, these buttons would be used for these functions here instead. And you would ignore the top words there. So the first one is to turn off and on accompaniment. And when you turn on and off, you can see that it's actually on the screen here. It will actually turn on and off, right? When it's turned on, the backing track will play along. Right, it is a backing track. But if you turn off, right, it is off now. There is no backing track. So when I play, there's no backing track. Which is useful if you are trying to use this, if you're trying to play in a band and you're being the synthesizer and keyboard in a band, you want to make sure that ACMP or accompaniment is off. And if you're playing on your own as an arranger keyboard, you want to make sure it's turned on. The other thing we have is the intro button. So what the intro button does is that, right, when you press the intro button, it will start playing an intro before the style starts. So this is a very long intro. And what this means is that after the intro, it will start playing the B, the main B style instead of the main A styles, because every style comes in two variations, the main A and the main B. Right? And then there's a stop. Let's put it a bit faster. What if you want it to start with main A after you press the intro? What you can do is press the main button here, and if you look at the screen, now it says main A, and when you press intro here, right, and you press sync start, and you press a chord, it says here, after the intro, it will play the rhythm number A variation of the selected rhythm. So you can see the countdown as to how many bars there is before the intro ends, which is a really good function if you are trying to see when you want to come in after the intro, when you want to start playing after the intro. So this same button also acts as an ending button. So assuming, let's say you have a style going on, right? You have a style going on, which I just played. If you press this button when a style is playing, it will act as the ending. So you can see that it is playing a ending. But on top and beyond that, it also has this function /RIT. What does RIT means? RIT is the short form for the Italian word ritenuto. And what ritenuto does is to slow down. So if you want the ending to slow down, what you do is this. After you are playing the song and you press the ending button, instead of pressing the ending button once, you press it twice. Right? And you can see that it will start to slow down the tempo. Which is a nice effect if you're trying to slow down the song. So this is for choosing the main A and the main B, the two different variations of the style that you've selected. And while a style is playing, it is also used as a fill-in, right? So if you press it, it will do a little drum roll before going to the next variation. What if you want to do a drum roll? Let's say you are at main B, you want a drum roll, right? But you don't want it to go to main A. You wanted it to do a drum roll and continue to remain in main B. What you do is that you press this twice. You see that? After the drum roll, it continues to be in B. Right? If you only press it once, from main B, it will switch to main A after the drum roll. Okay? And the start and stop, for obvious reasons, is to start and stop the style. The last button here, where it says clear, is, I do not know why they put it together with the style, but what it actually does is that it's more for the song. Because what it actually does is that if, for example, you have a user song, let's say we have a user song 155 here, right? If you press and hold down this button, it will ask you if you want to clear that user song, and if I reply yes using this button here, it will clear the user song that I've recorded in track 155. Next we come to the three buttons here on the left side of the screen, and this portion of the lesson function in this keyboard must be accompanied with a songbook that you can download on Yamaha's website. It's a special songbook that Yamaha has made, and you can actually download the songbook in order to go through the song lesson. What you can do is, once you have done that, is you can go through the different songs in here, and the first one we have selected is Fur Alice, number 1. Right, you go to song mode, select 004, and it's got Fur Alice. And then when you press the key to success, it will go into the different modes of the different steps of learning this song. The step 1 of learning this song is learning the right hand. As you can see here, this is the right hand of the song. And when you press start, you can play along with the right hand. Okay, so all these are found in the songbook. And once you're done playing through the entire right hand of step 1, it will actually give you an evaluation. You can see that there will be stars that will light up after you finish the right hand sound, and it will tell you if you have passed or failed that step. And once you have gone through that step, you can actually go to the next step, which is step 2, right? So step 2 is also for the right hand part, and then we have step 3, which is where you learn the left hand part of the song. And once you have mastered and passed the right hand and left hand of the song, if you go to step 4, you will then play for Alice both hands using the book that you downloaded from the internet on Yamaha's website. And if you pass, then Yamaha keyboard here will actually give you the number of correct stars to tell you that you have passed, right? So there are actually a total of 3 stars. If you get 1 star, you have not passed. If you get 2 stars, you only passed the last step, but you didn't pass the current step. And if you get all 3 steps, it means that you have passed all the steps. So what is phrase repeat? In the songbook, it will only make sense if you download a songbook. So in the songbook that Yamaha has for free on their website and for you to learn, there are actually short parts of a few bars in the song where you can actually learn the more difficult parts of the song by using phrase repeat. So if you use phrase repeat, it will actually keep repeating that part of the song. You see that? So phrase 1, which will be listed on that book, right? It allows you to practice just that phrase continuously until you get that phrase, that difficult phrase, correctly. So you can see here is in the phrase mode. So you keep repeating the phrase, which is just the first few bars of Alice. You see that? After it finished, it just kept repeating. So that you can keep repeating that phrase over and over again, which is very helpful if you're trying to learn a more difficult part of the song. Okay, the final part of the lesson function of this keyboard. First one is listening. For listening, you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is just sit back and listen to how the song should sound like. Okay, the second function is that of timing. For timing, what they want you to do is to make sure that you get the timing of the song correctly. So you need to concentrate on playing with the correct time, right? It doesn't matter if your notes are wrong, but they want you to make sure that you get your timing correctly. And the third function that we have is that of waiting. Okay, what it does is that the keyboard, right, on the screen here will light up and wait for you to press the note. So it asks me to press a B, and if I were to press a B here, right, you will move on to the next note. So it will keep waiting and until I press the note that is required. Right, so this is a waiting process where you can learn every note while the keyboard prompts you what note to press. Okay, the last function on the left side of the panel of the keyboard that I want to cover is that of the chord dictionary. The chord dictionary is a very, very useful function which I think very few people are using it, but they should be using it a lot more. So what you do is that if you press and hold down this button, it will go into the chord dictionary mode. What is the chord dictionary? For example, there is a chord that you do not know how to play. For example, you do not know how to play F sharp minor major 7. F sharp minor major 7, right? So how do you play a very complex chord like F sharp minor major 7? So if you look at your keyboard here, they are actually listed here, this word root. So the root note of a F sharp minor major 7 chord is an F sharp. So you then press F sharp, right? And on the screen, it will show F sharp here, which is your root note. And you go to the chord type, which shows minor major 7, which is this key here. And if you press this key and you look at the screen here, it will show you how to play F sharp minor major 7 chord, F sharp minor major 7 chord. And the notes to play an F sharp minor major 7 chord is an F sharp A, C sharp F. So those are the 4 notes that you will get when you play an F sharp minor major 7. And I'm just going to demonstrate to you what happens when I press the F sharp minor major 7 chord. So if I press these notes, F sharp A, C sharp F, and you look at the screen, this is the chord that I get. So this is a great function if you do not know how to play any particular chord. Use the chord dictionary to teach you how to play the chord. And there you have it, the tutorial for the left side panel of all the buttons on the Yamaha PSR-E363. Because it's going to be a very long video if I do both sides, so I'm going to split this video into 2. And on the next video, I will cover all the functions on the right side of the PSR-E363, and it's going to be very interesting because we're going to be covering stuff like the music database, as well as the dual voice, split voice, the arpeggios, the harmony functions, and we will also be going through how to memorize registration memory and how to delete registration memory, and resetting some of the function values in the functions, right? Because I believe there are 46 functions in the function key of the Yamaha PSR-E363. So it's going to take a massively long time to explain every single function. So I'm going to break up this video, and in my next video, you will see the right side explanation of what every button does. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and you get the videos, right? The minute I upload it, you get the videos. All right, bye-bye. Till the next time.